Okay guys, I'm down here cleaning up the aftermath of the mid-January 2024 freeze. Okay, so it is March, end of March, right now, last day of March. And I left these things for over a year to see if any of them would recover. Some of them actually did. So these are 5-gallon Trachycarpus fortunei palms that I've grown from seed. And out of all of these palms, I lost 33 5-gallon bucketfuls. There's one 2-gallon pot. So these froze in the mid-January January 2024 freeze. I always emphasize to people who grow palms in pots to protect the pots. Usually I do. I got kind of cocky because it was an El Nino year. I go, nah, it's not going to get that bad. Well, it did. We had about 3 days of really bad freezing weather, and that was enough to freeze these smaller pots. If they were in a lot larger pots, it probably would have been lot less damage or even death. So 33 of these palms are toast, and this is the way I look at it. Old Man Winter weeds out the wimpy plants. I still have to go through the 1-gallon pots. There's a few in there that got nuked, but not as bad as I thought after that freeze. Really surprising that everything in the non-heated cold frames did really good, except for maybe 200 or 300 palms out of thousands in 2.5-inch liner size pots. So these are tough palms. So if you ever get a palm from us, you know you are going to get one tough palm. I had no mulch on these pots. Nothing. There's no protection, right? No protection on these palm trees whatsoever. What you see is what you get. That's the way they were through the freeze. And even these little ones here in 1-gallon pots, these are just leaves that have fallen off the laurel trees on them. And they're all fine too. So genetics clearly plays a role in the cold hardiness of these palms. Because like I say, these were not protected whatsoever. Pots fully exposed to the freeze. So 33 5-gallon palms. That's a 5-gallon pot, by the way. Okay, 5-gallon. You go to a nursery, that's a 5-gallon pot. 1-gallon pot is this size, the small ones here. That's a 1-gallon pot. See, little guy here. And then a 2-gallon. There's a 2-gallon one in here too that got nuked. There's a 2-gallon pot. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to dump them in the compost. That's a 2-gallon pot. You can see it's a bit smaller than the 5-gallon. So, and some of them have, like, still have green fronds on them. I think I might just kind of stick that one off to the side. There's a couple of them like that in here. So, and this one too, but it doesn't mean it's going to come back. But I'll give it a little bit longer. You got to be patient after a freeze, right? So there you go, folks. That's the aftermath after the January 2024 freeze here on the Gulf Islands. 16.5 degrees Fahrenheit. That's as low as we went here. That's the coldest temperature I've ever recorded at this location. In Celsius, that would be about minus 8.5 degrees Celsius, right? So you get 3 days of that or so, and it can wreak havoc on potted plants, especially the marginal ones. So there you go, folks. There's your update on the nursery. I'm just going to go through and kind of clean everything up. I'm doing a spring cleanup here. And other than that, everything's looking pretty darn good. Everything did good in the greenhouse too. And the only heat I had in there was a string of Christmas lights. That's the only way I ever heat that thing. Thanks for watching, guys. Time to start composting these dead palms. Throw them into the dead palm pile. Cheers from the Gulf Islands.